Hello and welcome back to Back in Plays Hearts of Iron 4 with the Waking the Tiger expansion. We are back in Qing, China. Now then, you might notice that the date is not the same one. You might notice that the date is not the same one that I left off at. Well, oddly enough, I got about 10 minutes into making this video and the game crashed. I think it was from some button I pushed, but I don't know what. Either way, nothing really has happened. Imperial Legacy is almost completion. We have our destroyers now, that's good. I also have a lot of new divisions, including the Bubingshi 2, which is basically massive division, almost a 40, but I need some anti-tank and anti-air before I'm going to be able to do that. And the Jidonghua Chi 2, which is the same, but with motorized infantry and light SP artillery. Then we have, I think I buffed this up a bit, giving it artillery and a bit more tanks. And I'm going to be waiting to do the experimental mechanized division until after I get mechanized and medium so that I can have it a bit more buffed. It'll be mostly a mechanized division but with tanks, as opposed to a tank division with a bit of mechanized. So, going through everything else, I took out the Jimingshi. It will be done later. Good, no one's calling me. Thank you, this has been a very bad recording session. We are now constructing... Actually, we're constructing a whole lot of things. Mainly civilian factories, although I'm going to need some of these Liutungs eventually. Eventually. Because I'm going to need to start building a navy to contest against the Japanese. And in addition to that, I am producing basic infantry equipment, because that's what I'm going to be sending to my little vassals to try and bring them into the fold. With that, let's get playing again. I have my armies. One of them is just stationed around the capital. Imperial Legacy is done. United States stands against fascism. As the land of the free? Okay. So. You're against fascism, huh? Well, you have a war goal against them, but you're not in the war. You got volunteer sent, that's something. I could go for Tibet or Indochina right now, but I can't go dominate Japan because they're not at peace. Meaning I'm just going to have to take them over by war. So let's go Mukden Military Academy to get a little bit more uses out of my command power. And get going. I got a couple of armies down here. I have this, my garrison force has a lot more units from my vassals, just so that they can fill out all the ports, and I can pretty safely say that we are protected. Other than that, yep, there goes the United States declaring war on the German Reich, which has to be its own separate war, right? There's the war with the Allies. Current wars. American-German war and German-Soviet war. These all must be like colliding into each other, aren't they? Axis, ooh, the Greater Eastern Asian Pact is inside of the war with the Allies. Oh, it's all confusing. But I'm at war with Japan, so I have no idea how any of this is going to go down. Yeah, no, stop sending me new divisions, I'm fine. But if you insist. East China Sea is currently being fought, but I don't care. You go back over Eastern China. I need to do quite a lot to get myself back into position. Expand the Qing airfields, let's call it that. Oil fields. Excavation 4. With my research, I think one keeping on electrical until that's finished, one keeping on construction, one on Air Force, Army, and Navy is going to be a good spread of my uses. Mostly because, even though there's a lot of things to research in the Army, I still need the Air Force to keep myself safe from the potential bombings and especially nukes that'll come later. I need a Navy to contest and bring myself over to the Japanese. And the Army is just kind of okay at the moment. Anything new that I get out of the Army will mostly be spent just improving my divisions, because I got manpower for days. I could just send wave after wave of people just trying to punch the enemy. A new Boxer Rebellion, and we'll still probably be okay. Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of convoys. Unfulfilled requests. Still. Let's bring you down a bit. Because I don't need quite that much. I don't need to waste my civilian factories on that. Available planes in reserve. Military access. How about no? This is my kingdom. Thank you. Heavy fighter is done. When it comes to Air Force, Fighter 2s, Heavy Fighter 2s, TAC bombers. Everything's so good to have. I think going down some strategic bombers would be good to attack the Japanese homeland, as well as heavy fighters to back them up. Production, heavy fighter. Start moving you up in the world. Head into war bombers and not. Oh, right. Okay, up to the top then. With Chu. You. Yeah, fine. You are starting to OSD. Welcome. Go back. Good. Fill that out for a second. I need a lot more of those light SP artilleries. Research. What's up? Mechanized equipment will be nice. After that, I think maybe going down and getting some anti-tank and anti-air to fight the Japanese will be very useful. As I am focused almost entirely on the war with Japan at the moment, the possibility of a war with the Soviets and Mongolia is definitely present, and I'm going to have to strike south to take over Indochina, and perhaps even the British Raj. Mechanized. There's not nations that I can just pull out here. There's these ones. Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, so that's useful. And then there's Siam, who is against me. Yep, let's go. It's 1942, so I could get everything else, but we're kind of behind the times. Into tank. I could go back to having a faction, but to get the achievement, I need to take over Japan without being in a faction. It could just be without being in one of the major factions, but, you know, who cares? Interwar bombers need to start being pushed out. It's fine. Citizens are available. War bonds, war propaganda. But I don't really need more weekly war support because we got that. Democratic raids. Industrial land appropriation adds building slots but lowers support and base stability. Could be useful, but I still got so much to build. Political power. I could start sending attachés, which will help in the annexation process, right? I hope. Construction 3s. Well then, we could start going for excavations too. But construction at the moment will be very good because I got that long old laundry list. That's this mechanized. Put you up by the top. This will pretty much be our cash cow when it comes to those things. Go back down to 20 at the moment. I'm only sending it to one nation, so that should be fine. You could use a bit more after a while. I need more of everything. Insufficient resources coming out of oil cans. Bam. I don't need so much steel. Still. I will later, but not now. Because our convoys are just getting sunk anyway. And let's see, rubber is coming from Siam and British Malaya, which are not using convoys. The only one using a... You're not using a convoy either. Oh, there goes Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland just can't get a break anymore. They seem to always get attacked now that it's in the German... not tech tree, focus tree. But why on earth the Germans and Italians wanted to start fighting in Switzerland when they still had the Red Menace and the Yellow Menace right next to them? I don't know why. As for us, not our concern. Switzerland issues... Oh, how about no? This is our nation. Decline. British Malaya. Decline. South Africa. You do not get to walk through my lands. You do not get to garrison my ports. Even though if I did declare war on the Allies, having troops in our lines would basically mean that we have just instant victories against those individual units. Still not my problem. Now then, we have mechanized. We don't have any... I could start making some work on this. It was experimental design. You. First I'll switch up all for mechanized. Mechanized. It'll be a proper mechanized division, but then with some tanks in there. Booked in Military Academy, quit India movement. What's this? Non-aggression pact from Greece? I'm not going to fight you. That's fine. Collective farms could be very useful, but not at the moment. Can't go down any of this without not being non-aligned or being not at war with people. So that's all useless to me. Overlordship over Indochina. It ain't the worst thing in the world, but maybe a little bit of an a simple war against Tibet might be the easiest time for me. You, with your army, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sled tonight? Honestly, the push is just going to be right there, because I have attacked Tibet in the past. I did it while I was playing as Nuclear Gandhi. That was a good time. I got bored and started taking over the world. No template is mechanized equipment. Yay, but you see, I'm trying. Yes, I'll get switched to mechanized. And then have it a little bit more mechanized. What's going to get this thing to 40? Maybe not so much. Mechanized. Mechanized, 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 mechanized. And then take that away. 28 divisions. 30. At the moment, it's... Oh, no cavalry. Leave me alone. For it to be tanky, I have to put it in a separate area. So maybe get rid of this column. Have that be a different column. Then add mechanized here. Armor for artillery. And now you run into another problem, but we'll figure that out later. I could go to 41 or not. At the moment, though, not so bad. And definitely does fit the title. Most of my divisions seem to be 39 instead of 40. Also, I went conquer. Yeah, I did. We going conquer. Conquer the world. Because then I can go down and take Korea as well. But that's later. That's after I take Indochina. This says Tibet, and then Mongolia falls after that. I got some defenders over on the Indo-Chinese and Burmese line. Not the best defense, but it'll have to do. A lend-lease from you. You want to send back your basic infantry equipment? No, absolutely not. Never have I ever been so disgraced. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I could do war propaganda. War bonds. Consumer goods factories down. I actually kind of like that. Let's do it. Fewer consumer goods. We still have the export focus. I could try and get rid of that. Oh, I was supposed to send an attaché. That's right. Well, in a second. These guys. Why you gotta be like that? Fine, send you over there. Oh, good. I got more Kujun. You're almost done with your sweet. Bubing Shi is going to come out, and I'll be fine. You get to go to Mechanized Army. You get to go to Mechanized Army. You get to go to Paratroopers, and then we got Bubing Shi regular instead of Bubing Shi 2s. Yeah, Bubing Shi 2s are new. Battleship 1 is complete. I could go straight to Battleship 2s. Honestly, not the worst idea in the world. But, or do I? Switzerland? Why? These are regular Bubing Shis. You with the bigger armies, with the massive force, I'll send you to that force. Give them a little bit more, because you are a powerful division. 15,000 men in each. Then you get to be sent to there. To go on this line. I believe that's there. Well, a couple more of these Bubing Shi 2s. You get to go onto that line. Because your force already has a couple of Bubing Shi 2s. You were one of the first to receive them, as I sent them to you as a gift. You go to that line. You don't have any yet, but I'm going to test them out in Tibet, as one does. And then another Bubing Shi, a Manchu Bubing Shi 2, and you can go to Adair, please. And there's more, still more. Free France, how about no? Oh, great, more of these. Fine, go to them. No. No. Yes, give me things. Stuff and things, please. Then we have a battleship, which is going to come out. Oh, I can't give it more than 15. That's a bit of an over... That's not good. It's not good at all. Production. Still working on getting done with all of the infrastructure that has to be made for the achievement. The good, the bad, and the weird. Okay, keep sending them to that force. Hey, didn't you receive your tanks? No, not yet. How about decline? Not really all that interested in not going to war with people. Boy. Now then, you, with your experimental design. I like it, but what would be your default symbol? Yeah, see, that's why we need to have symbols. How much longer? Conquer Tibet's going to be done in 9 days. Advanced computer tools. British Raj, cancel their lend-lease. You don't have anyone defending you yet. Dictatorial Xiang Kang. No, do not send that back. Decline from you, Poland. Roman Polanski. I want to send an attaché to you. Autonomy gain will be in negative. Good. And I get war support because I'm learning about wars. Which means War Gaming Division and Mukden Military Academy. Nice. Managed subjects. You are going down rather quickly. It's going to take forever, but it's going down. I'm yelling timber. Okay, so that's all the advanced computing. Now, a couple of quick things on the computing. No, on decryption and encryption. I'm not going to go nuclear in this campaign, at least. Come on, I want to see a war. I want to see a great war against the Tibetan army. Okay. Shmo. We have a war goal. What is this? Gain claims on N. Arunchal Pradesh. The old border drawn up by Imperial government and the British was never correct, even when the British pretended to respect it for decades. We are now too weak. We have been too weak to contest it no more. I like it. So I think that's up here. Kabul? No. Ah, there it is. Arunachal Pradesh. Yes, it's secretly mine. Meanwhile, let's get this war started before anyone can stop me. No need to call on my allies. It should be a simple enough engagement. Bam, bam. Bam. Is that really the best you got? Tibet joined. Really? Okay. Fine, fine, fine. They're part of Japan's forces now. They're not going to get any support with that, though. Japan called Siam. Ooh, Siam. The Siamese. Well, that means I lost the source of rubber, but I can get more. Chickens, shut up. Just takes a while to walk around in this area. I believe that's the only victory point. Nope, there's Nagu. Mr. Nagu. Bam, 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 bam. And in you come. The attack here should be perfectly fine, even though it's not using my good troops. So yes, one division versus one of their divisions. Oh, look at that. Look at that soft attack. See, that's the importance of having a whole lot of artillery. You can just melt through the enemy. Attack from both directions. Too much. Too much for them to handle. So there goes Tibet fairly easily. The Japanese are still going to be attempting this, but who cares? Unassigned division. I know I told you to give me your troops, but I hope that asking you to only give me half of your troops would mean you could just leave me alone. Tibet has capitulated. Hot damn. They were producing a lot of equipment. 11 infantry equipment 3s. And so just think, this is half of what they had in stockpile. So, we can pause now because I need to actually start reforming some of my lines. If we are going to be asking for things from the whatever Pradesh, I can't actually defend that land. There's no land border to it. Decline. So you have this force here. You can go ahead and do a little line right there. Right, yeah. Philippine issues diplomatic protest. It's because we're sending it to the Germans. Yeah, no. Stop that. I'm gonna send an attaché there. They are my friends. You go there. I need to get more steel. It's to be expected. Aluminum seems to be perfectly fine. Qing China grows ever bigger. Now we have Tibet under us. There probably will be some issues with resistance strength, local resources, local manpower, resistance growth. Things to figure out in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye!